Hi, everyone. This is Caroline, and I'm really glad you're here. Happy Lionsgate. This is an amazing time, very auspicious. Those 3 8s lined up since this is an 8-year, 888. And of course, the 8 on its side is the infinity symbol and also very powerful for abundance. So let's just look today at something that you feel is maybe holding you back from accepting the full abundance that you know you were born to receive. And what I mean by that, first and foremost, is peace of mind and self-love. When you have those things in place, when you've erased or released and dissolved all the old stuff that's been holding you back, you're in a completely different arena. You're in a place where you don't feel anymore that you have to play the victim. You're not waiting to be saved. You're not trying to save other people. You don't see them as victims. You are viewing the whole world in terms of, well, we're here to learn, and we're also here to break up the old paradigms. Now, what I specifically want to look at is whatever you feel you may have thought you were past, but it's an old trap, and you're seeing signs occasionally of still being there. And this can be very, very difficult, I know. This can feel like, wow, maybe I'll never get there. And so this might be in the area of relationships. It might be money. Maybe you get out of debt, but then you fall into debt again. Maybe you're drawn to a particular sort of person for many years, and then you feel like, well, I'm past it, I'm past that. And then you find it happens again. And this is very frustrating, I know. It can apply to anything. Maybe you've always had problems with electronics, or anything to do with IT, or maybe you have really wanted to love and accept your family members, your birth family, but it just doesn't ever seem to quite happen. So just bring up that thing right now that you feel is really stuck in place. It's the old trap. It's the old prison. It's the old narrowness and smallness that you have been just working to get rid of for so long. But the pattern, the energy pattern, the wave is still working on some level of your life. Otherwise, these issues wouldn't keep presenting outwardly. Everything around us, as you know, is simply a hologram. It's not real. It's just a representation of what's going on with you and me energetically. So, all right, let's just take a moment. We take a few breaths. We're just going to do a bit of energy work. Bring up that feeling. Fully breathing in, fully letting yourself experience the frustration, the anger, the fed upness. Just let that come up. This old trap you feel you've never been able to get past. So you're just breathing in now slowly, slowly and fully. And breathing out. And come fully into the decision, yes, I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready to release this. I'm ready to get rid of the feeling that this is going to be with me forever, or it's just how I am, or just who I am. You're just saying, no, this isn't me. And put it down into this beautiful circle of light. And all the higher selves are here, as we say, your guides, your angelic guardians, your soul family. They're all here. And just pick up that heaviness right now, put it into the circle of light, and just say to it, you and I are done. Now, what we're going to do is going to pull up all old oaths and vows, soul agreements, soul contracts, all the old pacts between you and some group or some person. That's it. We're seeing a lot of chains and prison time and slavery and servant issues, people being owned. Women and children were owned for a very long time, trying not to go back to that here in the US. And yeah, all that, bringing up all of that old dregs. Now also the reverse, the feeling that, I've trapped other people, I've owned them. Yep, we're going to take care of Alpha and Beta. We're going to take care of both, well, Alpha and Omega, I guess you would call it. All of that. Up, down, black, white, all that duality where you were in a position of cruelty or ownership to someone else, and also where you were just receiving that. You were apparently owned. You were apparently treated very, very badly. It's all just experience. It's all energy. It doesn't own you. Bring up those patterns. There we go. A lot of them in the DNA. Ancestors, release this now. Yeah, everything goes into that beautiful white flame of the divine feminine. If you prefer to think in terms of the violet fire of Saint Germain, that's fine. Bring all that up. Yeah. All that up. That's all right. But no, it's not who you are. We see a lot of people struggling to hold on to it. It's not who you are. Let it go. Let it go. It's no, not who you are. Doesn't mean you don't love those people. You can love people you've known in this and other lives without falling prey to their density. You can still send them love. Doesn't mean, yeah, dealing with a lot of child self issues. Yeah, let it go, dear ones. That's right. That's right. Let it go. Look at these beautiful angels. They're here to help. Yeah. Child psyche hidden deep in the subconscious. All right. Old paradigm, you're done. 3D, you're done. Into the white flame right now. All that old pain. Yeah. You feel tears coming up. Wonderful. Let it. Let that happen. That's just the heart space, realizing, oh, I don't have to carry this anymore. All of it into that beautiful white fire. That's right. Just doesn't burn, just transmutes, dissolves, transmutes everything back to pure light, pure energy, raw energy that'll be used to create something else. That's right. You don't need it. Bringing in a lot of light down through the crown chakra, lighting up all the energy centers and the chakras. Yep, your higher self is with you. We want you to imagine now this beautiful light being. If you have trouble imaging, that's okay. But just imagine this beautiful light being right beside you, okay? And just say, please come forward into my earthly self. Please step into my energies, my body, my life. Let me be who I really am. Now, you may feel a bit taller once this beautiful being steps into your physical body. This is who you are in the higher realms. You may have a feeling of compassion for those who have harmed you. That's fine. There's no anger there because there's no angry self-defenses. That's right. Just let go of all that. That's not who you are. If you have trouble imaging, just make a motion like higher self, come into my earth energies, please come into my body right now. Yeah. Just ask them to come in. Wonderful. Ask them to step in fully. And as they do, just breathe out. You're letting go of all that old stuff. You're letting go of all the old pain. You're letting go of the false self. You're letting go of the survival aspects that have held you back. You're letting go of this feeling that, oh, no matter what I do, I can never get away from this image or this issue, or this problem, or this kind of person, this kind of circumstance. You're just releasing all that. You're regaining your sovereignty. And your DNA, wonderful. The outline, the white traces, you might say, the white light traces of the 12-strand DNA now coming into every cell. Just allow that to come in, and that's going to fill in with actual DNA strands. And then you're coming up to this beautiful, higher vibrational, higher dimensional view of life. Wonderful. Let that keep coming in. There are beautiful angels here surrounding all of us. They don't want anyone to be in a situation where you feel left out. You may not feel any different. You may not be able to image things. That's all right. That's okay. Just let that, just breathe out and say yes to releasing these patterns that have held you back for so long. That's not who you are. You don't need them. You know, what happens with a lot of women and children in particular, as they are in positions of servitude or slavery or being abused in various lives, we've all been through this. They think, well, if I let go of the abuser, I'll starve. I won't have anyone. I will be just out in the wilderness with absolutely nothing to protect me, and wild animals will get me. So, you know, all of this is in the subconscious, but you can breathe out now, knowing that as you move up into 5D, into that fifth dimensional level of experience, You don't have to worry so much about survival. Everything's just going to flow to you. And the more you release that feeling of, oh, I have to survive, I have to do whatever's necessary to survive, even if it's a bad situation, stick with the bad job, stick with the bad partner, what have you. The more you just breathe out and release that and say, there's more for me here. I now move to a higher level. I am so thankful. The more you can do that, the more that inner self begins to relax. And it's good to do some tapping because that affects the subconscious, and it affects as well every child self that's in your being. It affects so much. It's really wonderful. It doesn't work for everybody, but you've got to do it enough that your subconscious and your etheric body understand what's happening. The subconscious really doesn't understand words. People will say, well, I've said to my subconscious many times, look, I can let go of this extra weight. I don't need this for protection. Don't worry about it. The subconscious can't hear us when we speak that way. It only responds to images. And this is why you'll see people saying, well, get a photo just of your, a headshot just of you, and then put that on the body of somebody whose size and shape you would love to have, and use that, put that up as a vision board. And in that way, your subconscious sees that and reads that as your new reality. Just words, just using one language or another, that's left brain. It's very conscious. The subconscious doesn't catch on to that. But the tapping and even writing out affirmations, if you react to the affirmation on the right-hand side of the page, don't just write it out and expect everything to change. Let that gut reaction on the right happen. And then keep writing the affirmation and keep reacting on the right until it turns positive. And then you've created literally a new neural pathway in the brain. Sometimes I have found as well that I just need to stop. If I feel I'm not attracting the right people into my life on any one level or another, if I'm not drawing in the right kind of situation here or there, whether it has to do with money or work or relationships, I just have to put the brakes on and just stop for a bit and just say, I'm not going to bother with any of it for the moment. And that can last a year or two, or it can last a month or two, however long, it's up to you. But you're saying no to the old entrapment. You're saying no to the old cycles and patterns, and you're refusing to play any longer. So that's one thing, and this energy work is another. So let's just see. I do see that a lot of people have released what they needed to release, which is fantastic. And listen to this again as needed. Just say, I release all soul contracts into that divine white light, that beautiful white flame of the divine feminine. All soul contracts created in 3D, and particularly those that have held me back, held me from loving the right person, accepting the right level of abundance, doing the work that's most fulfilling, feeling healthy and well, living in places that are joyful for me, whatever it is. And your life path may take you down many side paths to help you release what you need to release. And that can happen. And that's okay. Then we are faced in a very visceral, very obvious way with what we need to release, and we can't get around anymore that it's gone. So it's still there. I'm going to ask the higher selves what else might be necessary. All right, wonderful. You can bring in, they're saying the blue, flaming blue, or not flaming, but brilliant blue sword of justice of Archangel Michael. Bring in Excalibur. Bring in the etheric presence of that into your whole being. That you will have no more of duality. You will only have evenness, equality, diversity, calm, peacefulness. In your world, that's all that matters. And you're just exuding that energy. You're not stressing about world events. You're not stressing about the events of your own life. Bringing that in the whole length of your body and beyond. Bring in Excalibur energy. And also, there's a beautiful core violet fire, which is also a diamond light activation, and they're wanting us to bring that into our whole being right now. Absolutely wonderful. Breathe out. I stand for justice, equality, fair treatment, love, positive response, positive thought, positive feeling in my life. I release all addictions. I release all the old patterns that are not for my higher good. Just say any of this if you wish. As I'm working, and of course the collective are here working with me. Just let it go. That's not who you are. It's important to realize how deeply interwoven into who we think we are and how we feel about life all of these old patterns and traps are. And it's important to just work on releasing them and allow them to go. Don't feel like you're losing a part of yourself. You're not. That came in at some point. It's not who you are. Wonderful. So the higher selves are happy with that. So I send much love and many blessings. This Lion's Gate is a particularly powerful one. So get extra rest and drink extra water and do what you can to just be really kind to yourself, because so many changes are happening at once. So I send much love, many blessings. Namaste.